Alright guys, I'm going to show you something I figured out and how to do that 99 to 2002 I think, or 2001 double D conversion for the Ford Mustangs. I think it's the V6s and the V8s, the same exact way. So a big part of the issue is once you clear the space by cutting the tabs behind the dash is how you brace something up to mount the actual head unit into the bezel. So I'm going to show you what I figured out. So I'm pretty sure everyone knows, or if you don't know, that it's two tabs, one right there and one right there on the other side that you have to cut out in order to give clearance for a double din unit to go inside of the 99 to 01 Mustang. So after cutting those two tabs off, as you can see right above where those tabs were, I cut about another 1/4 of an inch out of the plastic behind the dash. See that little notch? Right down that, right to just above where the tabs were. And I'll show you the reason for that. Being that this was my first time doing this, to the best of my knowledge, this is the only piece that will work for the project. This is actually a factory double din bezel out of a 2003 Ford Mustang. So if you can go to your local pick and pull, or you find someone with a wrecked car, or you get on eBay and find you one, this will be the easiest means. Just purchase one of these and it'll make everything easier. Those 3 buttons at the bottom have no functionality. Those are actually just replaceable caps that came factory from the 03s with no functionality. So I just got 3 and placed them in there to make up that space to give it a nice look. Now to the grits and gravy. So what you'll need is that plastic trim piece right there is the Metra mount kit that you can order off Amazon. I think it's around $11. It's about a 1/4 inch thick, goes around the radio, and that's what you use for a 03 or 04 to mount it inside of the car. So what I did was I got me a 1/4 inch drill bit, and I came right here to the side of that plastic of that bezel, and I put me a little pilot spot right there. What you see right there is a socket cap self-drilling screw. It's 5/8 inch. Now, a 1/2 inch might work better, seeing as how those were a bit long. But I started the pilot hole with the 1/4 inch drill bit, and then I took the self-drilling screw and placed it just through that plastic trim piece right into the actual trim bezel, as you can see right there. You see that little opening on each side. So a lot of the time, the biggest struggle is finding a way to make the radio stable inside of the car after you've put it in there, after you've cut the tabs off. You don't have any support. The original support bracket for the double din is too high, so it doesn't work. So you have to remove that anyway to give yourself the clearance. So when you put those 2 screws in there on each side, and you can do 4 if you want to. I only did 2 because I wanted to make sure that it fit before I just started putting holes all over the place. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna show you the finished product, show you what it looks like, mount it back up inside of the car with those 2 self-drilling screws on the side. All right, guys, there we have it. Finished product. Right in there like it's supposed to. Recessed at adequate depth. That's a 6.8 inch head unit with that trim around it. Put those 2 screws in there. No movement. Stuck right into place like it's supposed to be. Now, mind you, it's only 2 prongs on the back that go into the factory holes that fit the 99 to the 02 Mustangs. So it'll be supported by those 2. Just make sure it snaps in once you place it all the way in there. Now, be careful when you're trying to do this little hack, because you don't want to run those screws through the plastic into your head unit. You'll damage the screen, probably put some cracks across the screen or something like that. But make sure you get it in there just good enough so that you can't see it with your eye, to make sure it penetrated that bezel, and then you'll have it. I had to make a quick edit. The arrows are pointing to the notch that you have to cut out to make the double din bezel fit flush. And that's it. I figured I'd show you all that. I've been looking for months, trying to figure out how I was going to go about putting that double din unit in there. I watched several videos. I know some guys use some bendable metal, made a strap across the center, and then use the 2 holes at the bottom of the trim piece to put it in there. But I couldn't really get that to work. Couldn't get anything sturdy enough. So I just used my think tank. Thank my dad for giving me the little sense I have to work some sockets, nuts, and bolts, and so forth and so on. And I think it came out pretty good. So if that helps, you're welcome. And it was all my pleasure. Peace out.